Jud Morning, May 9th. This is gonna be the first kind of guide, kind of like video that I make, and I'm gonna go over some W tips that I think a lot of people are missing or just don't know about. It's just gonna improve your overall efficiency with using W, not just for the stun or the shield or the passive, but for other things. There are a lot of things that you can do with W that just a lot of people don't realize, and we're just trying to show it to you guys here. So let's go mid lane. So the first thing I want you guys to do is actually use open cam. Do not use locked camera, just use this one, open camera. The reason is look at W's range. If you have the camera locked in to Ekko like that in the middle, you're missing some range here where you don't really see. Look at that, I'm missing some range. So I wanna have the freedom to actually um, be able to see all the possible range for the W like this. I can see everywhere where W is, whereas if it was locked, I might be missing some additional range over here in that area. So click Y and then unlock the camera. Do not play like this. Look at that. I'm missing a lot of W range here. There's a lot of information missing here. So yeah, just click Y, get used to it, play normal games. Make sure you actually unlock the camera. Make sure you control it. You can either push the screen or mouse drag like I do. Just do it. It just helps a lot with the W placements. But to go with this, make sure your W is not in smart cast. Put it in normal cast. Right? I always put my W in normal cast for majority of the time. Now this will allow you to actually know where the W is gonna land, something like this. And you actually know the maximum range for W. So not only you have the unlocked camera on instead of this, and then now you have see you can't even see what the maximum range is. So these two go together where you actually want the unlocked camera and the W to be on normal cast. Now you actually have maximum control over the W. Now I know this is a zone right here, right? Where I can actually just put the W wherever I want here. This is right here. This is the circle. This is where my W can go. See, it looks like there's a lot more room downward than there is actually upward. This is because the summoner rift is tilted, but the radius is the same, right? This area here, this distance from Ekko to here, all the way down here, is the same from Ekko to all the way up here. It just looks like it. This one is more because of the way the summoner rift looks like. And to go in hand with that, like something that goes hand in hand with that is you want to go to interface, get your HUD scale as small as possible. I keep it at 15. You can technically keep it smaller, right? Something like here. This will allow you to actually see more stuff down the screen. But honestly, this one is kind of small, right? So I keep it at 10, 15, something like that is fine. A lot of people keep it at much larger values. This, like playing with something like this, right? This covers quite a bit of the screen. Something like this covers a lot. So you want to drop it down to 15 is fine. Anything below 15 is also fine. It's just maybe too small for me. The chat scale, I keep it at 60 because it doesn't show all the time. But if you type a lot and if the chat is just maybe in lower elo shows so much, you might want to put it down, right? 50, 60 is fine because I want to be able to read it as well. My computer is normally far from my face. I play on laptop, by the way, and I put it somewhere far. I hang it up. Uh, Cursor scale, that's all up to you. This is all choice. Minimap, put it in maximum so you're able to see it. Practice code, this is not something you see in a normal game. Yeah, so this just gives you a little bit more room so you can see where the W is. These are just some minimum basic requirements before we actually start getting into the tips that I'm about to give. But just please get these done so we can get away with the tips now. Alright, now for the first tip, did you guys know, a lot of people probably already know that the range on Ekko's W is the same as the range on Ekko's alt. So Ekko's alt, this is the range, Ekko's W, this is the range. The radius is actually the same, is I believe 350 units or 500 units, I'm not quite sure how Riot Games does it. But essentially, you cannot normal cast your ultimate, so I can't have it such that my ultimate show me this by clicking R. So what you want to do instead of that is actually click W. Your W should be in normal cast, right? So this is the first tip. You click W and you use W as an alt indicator. you follow your ghost like that. Just click W and follow it. Now you know where your ult is gonna land. Approximately, right? Look at your ult. Look at the W. It's about the same. Approximately the same. It's definitely the same, but you click it, you try to track it. Just track it. Just go over it. Now it's gonna show you roughly where your ult is gonna land. You can also place the W, and then actually ult there. It will be approximately the same radius. You will see that a lot in my videos. I always tend to put a W first and then ult. That way when I land back, I will have a shield coming up soon to protect me whenever I land. It's just a really good habit to have. This only works when your W is off cooldown, by the way. So if your W is not on cooldown, you could maybe try to put your mouse on the ultimate icon right here. But then this is not efficient because you have to move your mouse all the way here instead of clicking W and actually just being on the screen. So always, if you have W available, do this. If not, then either do this or try to roughly estimate where the ultimate is gonna land. Let me just remove the cooldowns here. Alright, now we got that part done. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, for our next tip, I'm gonna actually need Sheen. So let me go back here and grab Sheen. It looks weird, right? What is Sheen gonna do with W? But I'll show you guys. So wait, let me go back here. So let's say this is your enemy right here. I'm gonna toggle. I don't use this too much, so I don't know how it works that much. But so let's say this is your enemy right here, and you engage on them with the normal EQ and an auto, right? You could be autoing them, trying to kill them down. Let me just remove the cooldowns here. You could be autoing them, trying to kill them down after your EQ, right? Your EQ passive, and then you're trying to kill them down. Sometimes you might not be able to. Sometimes you might. They'll be running, right? Maybe you're going toward the tower. You'll be trying to chase them with your movement speed. But there's something that a lot of people sleep on, and it's the fact that you can use your W as a Sheen proc. So what you want to do is EQ, right? Auto. Speed boost a little bit. Once Sheen comes off cooldown, just throw a W, right? Throw a W somewhere. And then now you get the Sheen proc. This increases your damage by a lot. Like actually a lot. If you're chasing someone in lane or just an ADC or anything, just throw a W if you need that extra damage. If you don't, that's fine. You don't have to throw the W. So you could go like EQ, right? Wait for the Sheen, cooldown, and then throw the W, right? And then auto attack. That way you get the Sheen proc. You get a lot of extra damage. It's 72 damage right now. If you have Lich Bane, it's even more damage. So that's just a lot of damage potential that you're wasting if you don't use W there to get that Sheen proc. Other than that, you could just maybe E, then auto attack a little bit, then Q, then auto attack for that Sheen, but that's not efficient because it's just a lot of time you're sitting here. The enemy could just Shrektify you in that time. So yeah, this is the second tip, so let's get to the next one. Also, by the way, the W, you don't have to place it in front of the enemy. If you're gonna EQ, then you could place W back onto your ult. Just in case you kill them, then you could ult backward here. Guess someone is actually here waiting for you to ult. You could just ult back, stun them, and then run away. Or just ult back to get the shield so you can actually last longer, and then you can run away. So the W doesn't have to be placed in front. It could be anywhere. We're using W as a Sheen proc, so this is optional, and it's very it's not something you're gonna use always. It's something that's very niche. You're not gonna use unless you need that extra Sheen damage. But whenever you need it, just go for it. You don't have much to lose. It's 50 mana. Just do it. It's just a lot of extra damage you're missing. All right, let's get with the next one. All right, the third tip I want to highlight is W as a zoning tool, specifically in laning. So we're gonna use W as an Anivia ultimate. Your W has about the same range as an Anivia ultimate, and we're gonna use it not for the stun, not for the shield. It's just for the zoning tool. So essentially, if you have a laner right here, and they're maybe low in HP, their range, they just want to back. They probably need some gold, right? They are so focused on this cannon minion right here. Say if this cannon is half HP or it's in a CSable range, their eyes would be focused so much on this cannon rather than on you. So what you could do is sit next to the cannon or sit somewhere right here, right? and put a W between them and the cannon. So somewhere right here, okay? Or somewhere on them in case they have damage of a range auto attack or a range ability. So you depend on the enemy, you think where you put the W, somewhere here for example. And then now you tell them, do you want to take the cannon or lose 50% of your HP? Something like that, right? You put them in two options. Do you want to actually step up and take the cannon, or you just lose half your HP like that? It's easy. There'll be so much focus here, they will not focus on you. It's crazy how often this works. It's literally two choices. Like, you want the cannon or 50% of your health, and then you just put that here, step right up, right? And then that's what's good about the W is that Ekko actually tells them that the W is going to be there. So Ekko basically challenges them. I literally challenge them, right? Do you want the cannon or you want half your health? And it's just really good. Try to get used to it. Try to do it every now and then. It works the best for cannon minions and when the enemy is low health and they want to back, especially when they can't fight you. So make sure that you put it somewhere where they have to actually step up. So now if I put it here, they could either walk all the way here, they might risk missing the cannon, or all the way here. But either way, whichever way they choose, I would make sure to step up myself so I can actually punish them for it because it's so focused on the cannon. Um, always do this versus range matchups that you know you can take the trades. Always. It always works. It always helps. Alright, let's get with the next one. Alright, this next tip is just something that goes hand in hand with the previous one. It's the fact that Ekko's W has a lot of time delay here. Like, it gives you a lot of time where you can actually just walk in and proc it. A lot of people underestimate that extra time. It's about like 1.5 to 2 seconds extra time where you can actually just walk and proc it. So even if you're just zoning someone, right? Look, Ekko popped here. The W, I mean, popped here, but you could still actually walk in and stun someone. So even if they think they're kind of safe, they're not. You can just E in and then you're proccing it. Or something that I really love to do is, let's say you got an enemy here. It works with any wall that your second E can jump over. But let's say you got an enemy here. You're really low on health. You're about to die. You could put a W, and you don't have to stay here. You could hold for a little bit, then go back in, right? So this is the waiting W. So you put that here. You go over, and then you actually go back in. That way you don't take damage while you're waiting for the W. This is just some little tip, but if you do it, it just gives you a lot of style points. Plus, just lets you survive. Honestly, you just go over here and you come back. You can do the same move over this side. This wall is a little bit harder to dash over. Always do it on something like the edge of this bush right here, and then you can dash over. So your E cannot dash back, so you have to probably use flash or alt back. If you put W or dash over, then you just have to alt back, something like that. Alright, you could do the same here. Walk here, dash toward here, right here. This is the best place for you to go for this right here, the edge of the bush to somewhere here. Alright, you will always, you can 10 out of 10 times. So this is how I dash over this wall. It's the same for the other one, really. The edge of the bush, go over. But yeah, this is probably an E tip, not a W tip. But either way, this is W and E combination where you can actually go here, dash over, come back. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. Alright, so my next tip is related to tower diving. Let me remove this one, so I'll let the minions go. So if you're gonna tower dive someone, if they're melee, they'll be right here. You want to put the W somewhere where they're trying to CS groups. That's for melee matchups. And if you want to tower dive, let me put an allied dummy here, so it actually tanks the tower for me. But if you want to dive something like range champions, they're most likely going to be hugging the tower here. So this area, this region right here. So I see a lot of people placing W here. This could occasionally work, but it's much better to place it here. Or you know, you could place it on the tower itself, and then you get that extra radius around the tower. Although you lose a lot of radius in the middle, it still covers the surrounding area. So if they're trying to actual tower hug, right, they'll be like right here, trying to see us, going behind the tower, maybe something like that, going around the tower. So this is a good place to place it. And higher elos, you could probably place it here. Right, it looks like a suspicious place, but yeah, they might think of flashing here. So if you're diving them, you could flash and follow after them. This will give you a lot of style points. I did this a couple of times. Sadly, I didn't record any of them. Another place you could do it is If you're diving this guy, let me put this guy here. If you're diving this guy and you know you don't need the W, or you know you can finish him in 2 seconds, so you don't have time for the W, you could place the W here on your ultimate place. So place it here, you dive that guy, you kill him, ignite, whatever, and then you actually ult back. You get the shield. Sometimes the tower hit will actually attack you even after you ult, and sometimes it might actually kill you. I'm not sure if it's a bug or not. I think it's a bug because your ult is like alpha, so you're basically just like mastery. You were in alpha and you took damage. Let me remove this. I'll try to show you. Hopefully I can show it though. Let me clear the minion spawn. How do you use this thing? Right here? Wait, oh never mind. Let them just... So sometimes I be taking tower like this, right? Tower damage, and then when I ult, I will still take a tower shot. It just happens sometimes. Like right here. Okay, no, I didn't. Sometimes it happens. Not always, but sometimes it happens. I'm trying to make it work. Okay. I guess I can't get it to work. Well, now it's not working, huh? Alright, I'm dead as fuck. Well, I mean, you get the point, though. You get the point. So you want to put W on your ultimate, so you can actually have that shield whenever you ult back. Maybe sometimes you'll be ignited, right? You get that shield. It helps you out with the ignite. Sometimes the jungler might be coming, so you get that shield as well. It just helps a lot. So you either put it here, here, or right here. You never really want to put it here. Maybe sometimes you could put it there. It depends really on what playstyle the enemy is. For melees here, for range here, for escape, like people who are gonna escape, higher elo here probably. And if you don't think you need it, you put it back on yourself. Alright, so let's get with the next one. Alright, the next tip is gonna be a little bit optional one. I got Protobelt for that one. It's just... Wait a minute, what's that? Okay, that's the W bug thing. So this is going to be essentially the fact that you can actually Protobelt and W animation cancel. So let me put this one here. This thing's gonna stay forever, huh? Is that like whenever you double W and then you get that sand thing staying there? I remember this bug from before. But yeah, so I want to auto attack, I want to W and then Protobelt at the same time. See, you can actually do that. W proto auto. So you're gonna auto W proto auto. So that way you can actually basically have no time delay on the W whenever you're putting it. So W proto auto. Right? See, the W just goes really fast. I put 2 autos, Protobelt and a W all in 1 second. So it just improves a little bit on the DPS. It's nothing major. You're probably not gonna use it that much because by the time you want to use W normally, you won't have even Protobelt up. You probably would have used this somewhere in the battle. So not that much useful of a tip, but something to know. It's the fact that you can actually use actives when your W is casting. So let me show you let me show you. You could do it with Zonya as well. So whenever you use W, you can actually use active items. See, unlike the ultimate, whenever I cast ultimate, these will go on cooldown. Like, look. See, they will be grayed out. You can't use them. But when I use W, I can actually use them. There's a difference. You can do the same with E, Q, all that. So you can do E proto, I mean Q proto, right? E proto, everything works. But W as well. You can cast W and at the same time put a Zonya, for example, right? Literally, see? Look at that. He's still in W animation. He's still not even finished W animation. Although this is not that useful. If you want to use W Zonya, you... Can I clear these minions? There you go. If you want to use W Zonyas, it's better to just W and then maybe auto Zonya, something like that. Oh wait, this is... I did it too late though. But you should like W auto Zonya, right? Something like this. That way it's perfectly timed. W comes whenever you... I mean, up to you. You could actually just W Zonya. That works just fine, right? But I prefer to just W auto Zonya. If I can. Oftentimes you won't have the opportunity to auto, so yeah, W Zonya is just fine. You're just gonna have this like hilarious looking animation on that Zonya right there. You can like do it EW Zonya, so EW Zonya with that hilarious animations. XD dude. I wish you can do R Zonya the same way, but it doesn't work. You have to like cast the ultimate. Wait, it kind of worked, but he just finished casting the ultimate. Alright, so let's go to the next one. This next one is not really a tip, but it's just the fact that you are no longer able to do the double stun. For those who didn't know, the double stun is just stun people like that on the W, and then you can ult and stun them again, like something like this, where your W actually stuns them here, and then you ult and stun them again. But unfortunately, they nerfed that, or they removed that whenever they released the Halloween skin, the Trick or Treat Ekko. But you could still do the same Kilian W. That one was the Maxske W, by the way, the double stun one. You could still do the Saint Kilian one, where you have this guy over here, you W them, you go somewhere near them, and then you just ult away, and they would be stunned, just like how this happened. What you need to do here, you need to start a little bit far from the W, and when it's almost over, you need to just be near it, and then you ult, and they'll be stunned. So you need to start somewhere far. You can't start somewhere near here. It will not work if you're actually somewhere near. This would like, no, this should not really work. This should not work. Yeah, it does. It doesn't. Somehow it doesn't work when you're actually starting. I'm not quite sure why. Like, look, I ended here, but yeah, it doesn't work. Unfortunately, you have to start somewhere far, and then you walk back in here, and then yeah, your ultimate. Your body has to be outside the ult range, the W range. So your ultimate has to be outside the W range, right? Your ult range has to be outside the W range when you start, or else it's not gonna work. This is the only way for it to work. Something like this. Right. I think this should be it for the tips. Other than that, there's just some normal predictions, pathing predictions, especially on this wall. Something like when people walk here, they're gonna end up somewhere here. You can put W there. Again, make sure W is open. Make sure you have the camera open, everything. You can do the 360 W, so 360 no scope W, something like this. All right. 720, 8, whatever angle you want to put, and then you just put the W somewhere right there. You can do some flash predictions as well whenever you see people walking toward the walls. There are 3 criteria for that. Make sure they have flash up, make sure they can't really fight you. So if you know someone can't fight you and they have flash up, the moment you see them walking a little bit toward the wall, just put W right there. Right? You know they're gonna just flash up, so just follow and then stun. You get a bunch of style points for that. Other than that, you just normal pathing predictions. Try to predict where people are gonna path, where people are gonna walk. All of that. These things just come by macro play. Just takes a lot of time to practice. You play a lot of games and then you just get them naturally. But please, other than that, just please keep it open, just like that. I want you to be able to see this circle freely. You need to be able to see this circle freely at all times. See around you, see this circle right here, the big circle and the small circle. Know exactly where your W can be placed, where it cannot be placed, and just go on from there. It has almost the same range of the blast cone. It's a little bit more. But yeah, thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for the support, and I'll be looking to do more of these in the future. I actually have one more tip arena. I think it's a fun fact. I'll show you guys. I'll start another game. I need TP for that one. I'll show you guys. Give me 1 second. Alright guys, this last tip is not just a tip, it's actually like a fun fact troll, whatever you want to call it. You need TP for that one, so I grabbed TP. You know, level up your abilities, the rest of them. So, it's actually hilarious. Let me show you guys. So, you wanna do this on either top lane or whatever. There's 2 scenarios for it. Actually, it's troll, but it could work sometime. It could potentially actually work. So. You have this guy right here, right? And then you have this ward or a creep or whatever. It could be minions, right? Let me just speed the minions a little bit. So let them come to lane. Right, so it could be like this. And you could be out of vision. You could put a W and a minion and actually TP on it. Right? That way, if that guy is actually trying to fight you as you TP, you are going to TP in with a stun. That's it. That's literally it. That's literally it. It's just so troll, but it's actually hilarious. Now you could argue that you just wasted TP from here to there. That is true. Just for the stun. That is actually true. It might net you a kill that they don't expect it, but this is pretty much a waste of TP. It's troll. Now here's the only way you can actually make this work. I never really did this on an official game. It's so much potential, but It's just risky. Like it's so much troll potential on it. Let me get gold and get Zonias. With Zonias, maybe Protobelt, this could actually work. So I'm gonna show you something. So you could do this, right? Say say there's a team fight here. Wait, what is that? Say there's a team fight here, right? Team fight going on. You got this ward here. The enemy team is all here. Like you got this enemy right here. Maybe like one enemy, two enemy, three enemy, right? And then you're suddenly gonna TP in the middle of them. They're gonna like just gank on you, right? They're gonna say all of them be like right here waiting for you to just kill you. But you're gonna actually TP with a stun, right? So this works if they're melee, right? If they're ranged, they might be outside the stun range. They might just rectify you. But if you have Zonias, make sure you get Zonias with you though, because it's risky without that. So like, let me TP in one of these, or put a ward in here, right? You can put a ward somewhere in here, and you just TP and with the W stun at the same time. So W and then TP, right? Something like this, right? And then you actually come in with the stun. But if that didn't work, you can Zonias, right? That's it. And then when you, but make sure when you Zonias, your ult is now gonna be here. So you're gonna actually ult here. Okay, this is like a really troll engage. It could work, but if it didn't work, expect to see these pings from the enemy. I mean, from your team. You'll see a bunch of these pings, dude. Do this at your own risk. I never did it, but just do it at your own risk. It's just really fun. I wish I could get an opportunity to actually do this. If I got one, I'll definitely go for it. Uh, Mostly for top lane Ekko because I don't take TP anywhere else. Other than that, just good luck with it. If you fucked up, right? If you just TP'd here, just ult back. Just take you back here. Yeah, you get the pings. You wasted your TP pretty much, but you get the style points. At least you know that this Ekko got style points. But yeah, peace arena, dude. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I got a couple other points I forgot to mention earlier. I just mentioned right now. Oh, hey guys. There's a couple of things I forgot to mention earlier. Let's go back mid lane here. About the positioning here, where you put the W. For ranged people, you might want to put it here, as we said earlier. And not only does, well, placing it here, why it's bad, because most likely they'll be here, and when you place it here, you're actually trying to zone them off this location. Over here, it's actually harder to attack them, so when you place it here, you force them to go this way, or that way, right? You're forcing them to actually go here or here. So this is the hardest place for you to actually attack them, because oftentimes you may just hit the tower. I do that a lot. I just hit the tower. That's why I always put this target only champions. I have a toggle on that. I just have it on the mouse. I literally just toggle like that when I'm diving. At the same time, the W, placing W over here, right? Like this W right here, this one, you place W over here. It could be not just if they flash, but also to save yourself. Like you could place it here after you kill them right here, and then you could flash for the shield in case you're ignited on anything. You could maybe like flash out or just run out, E out or something, get the shield and then escape. Right? It's just a lot of style points on that one. It helps a lot sometimes as well. But yeah, also one more thing that I forgot to mention is just style points on the jungle. You know your W range, something like that. You could actually E over this wall, W there, get on this chicken, and then actually flash here. Alright, you flash, stun that guy, and then you can Protobelt if you have Protobelt, kill them, and then your ult will put you back here. Okay? So, or you could do this. If you know they're here, you could actually put a W here. Not on them, but here. Right? Dash over the wall, kill them, and then ult back to that W. Right? You get the shield so you don't die to the chickens. Something like that. Or you don't die to the jungler. If anyone is chasing you. I just really love putting W on my ult. It's just really good. People always think whenever Ekko uses ult, he's very vulnerable. So having that W right after you ult surprises people a lot. Because that's when they actually try to engage on you. And they just get stunned for free. Because you just outplayed them like that by putting W in your ult. I think that should cover about everything that I forgot to mention. If there's anything else, I'll probably just highlight it somewhere else. But yeah, peace arena. Jud Mornin. Also guys, here's the clip of me actually diving the Vlad. Right, and then ignited him, everything, flash, whatever. And then the moment I think I got out, I took that one tower shot after I ulted, it just followed me, right? It followed me through my ult. I ulted and then it just kept following me and it just Shrek-divided me. It's the reason why I actually died, and that's why I was saying put a W on your ult. It actually does help. Peace, Arena.